Well, morning there, Bert. Caught me in the middle of my little exercise session here.
Oh, not again. You've got to be the healthiest commissioner we've ever had.
Yeah, well, it pays to be fit in this job.
Good boy. That's my motto, too.
Never would have known.
Uh-huh. Be nice to me. You want to hear what I have to say? You're going to keep insulting me.
Depends on what you got to say.
We found a DOA in the woods last night.
I think I'd sooner insult you.
This is very special.
Why?
The desk sergeant knows it.
Offer him my condolences.
I think you might want to do that yourself. You see, the sergeant thinks that the body we found is the body of Crane Tolliver.
What? It's a great eye-opener, Bert, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't wash.
I'm sorry to hear that. I was hoping that you could explain it to me.
It's really it's quite simple. Tolliver is in jail. I mean, I arrested him last night myself. He's here, you check the records.
Yeah, I know, but I thought maybe he happened to escape sometime last night and got himself killed in the woods.
Well, did anybody think to check, look downstairs?
Sure, I checked myself. But the body we found in the woods had definitely been there several days.
Then it isn't Tolliver.
But Dave Wilkerson, that's the desk sergeant, he said he thinks that the body we found in the woods is the same guy who was in the drunk tank the night Susan Baldwin was murdered.
Hey, come on, man. Look, it's impossible. I mean, we took Tolliver's fingerprints.
Robert.
I did it myself. He is who he says he is.
Robert, tell me then, who is the stiff?
Someone else.
You could be right, but Wilkerson is no
Hey,
flake.
look. Hey, Bert, look, really, listen. Look, we both know how difficult it can be to identify a corpse at times. Now, whoever was in the woods couldn't have possibly been in jail.
What's the matter?
Oh, hell.
You got something?
Wilkinson's right.
Right, what you just said.
Yeah, well, if Wilkinson is right, then Crane Tolliver couldn't have been in jail the night of Susan Baldwin's murder.
Yeah. Then that means...
Yeah, that means I'm on my way down there. Don't you talk to anyone.
You wanted the commissioner? You've got it. It's about time. I demand to be released. You've got nothing on me.
No?
Check your own records. I was here the night that woman was murdered.
Oh, no. Nice try. That's what you'd like us to think, isn't it, eh? And it would have worked if we hadn't found the guy who pretended to be you.
What are you talking about?
Well, stop wasting my time and yours. We know the whole story.
Oh, then explain it to me. I'm fascinated.
You weren't in the drunk tank the night Susan Baldwin was murdered?
Of course I was.
We found your buddy in the woods, dead. Been there several days.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I think you know. The guy who pretended to be you. The guy who was actually in jail the night you were out, busily killing Susan.
I'm dying to see you try to prove this inane fabrication.
You won't have long to wait.
That's right, you can't. You have no way of proving that I wasn't in jail that night. Know why? You never fingerprinted me.
I'm afraid he's right. We don't print the guys who sleep it off in the drunk tank.
Bet you will from now on.
But there's no doubt he's the real Tolliver. We just can't prove that he wasn't here the night of the murder.
That's it in a nutshell, Commissioner. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Not so fast. I think there is a way to prove this. Bring in that desk sergeant. And you sit down.
Step right in, Dave. Let you know the commissioner.
How have you been, sir?
Oh, yeah.
And the gentleman over here...
Well, let him tell us. Now, I want you to take a very good look at this man. Think very carefully before you answer, because it's most important. Is this the man who was in the drunk tank the night of the Susan Baldwin murder? And make certain before you answer. Is this the man who was in the jail on the night of the murder?
They look so much alike.
This
Oh,
is
shut up.
ridiculous.
Take your time.
Well, I thought the guy they found in the woods was the one. Now I'm not so sure.
You be sure. You be very sure. It's crucial. Is this the man who was in jail on the night of the murder?
I'm sorry.
What?
I just can't distinguish between the DOA and this guy.
That's not what I asked you.
I know, but you gotta understand that the body is completely different.
Well, what are you saying?
Well, now that I see this guy, he looks like the drunk. Only the rummy was wearing a tweed coat.
You sure?
As sure as I can be.
That tweed coat is right in the hotel room. You can see for yourself.
We will.
Thank you, sir. You're an honest cop.
Yeah, you can go now, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Some proof.
Well, score one for you.
One's all I need. Now can I go?
Not just yet.
Well, what do I have to do?
Humor me. Answer a few questions.
Oh, what's the point? You know I couldn't have committed that murder. One of your own men is my witness.
In that case, why the aliases? If you've got nothing to hide, what are you running around calling yourself Calvin Brown for?
I've got a record.
Does that make you special?
Ever try to find work when, after you've done time? Employers aren't too fond of hiring ex-cons, especially when they're one like me, just out of jail. No, Crane Tolliver was drunk and disorderly. Calvin Brown is a model citizen.
Oh, this man has all the answers.
Yeah, too many if you ask me.
The Pat story always bothered me.
Tell me about the construction company.
Oh, what do you want to know about it? What we build, what we charge, what materials we use?
Let's start with how long you've worked there.
Oh, a few weeks.
Before that?
This and that.
Suddenly, all the specifics seem to dry up, don't they?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Why did you decide to settle here?
The work, you wouldn't know, Commissioner, but there's a depression on. Unemployment everywhere. There are a lot of guys, especially older ones like me, who are finding it tough making a living, making ends meet.
You're breaking my heart.
It's true.
Maybe. But looking for the work wasn't the reason you came to Port Charles. You came here to blackmail the Quartermaines, didn't you?
Who?
Come on, lock him up. And, listen, see if you can, see if that coat's there, will you?
What?
Yeah. Maybe a few hours in the slammer will refresh your memory. And while you're thinking up more cute answers, I'm going over to that construction site. I think there's a few more answers to be learned over there.
Come on.
I kind of thought you'd be coming to see me again.
Good. I just hate surprising people.
Wouldn't think that about you. What can I do for you as if I didn't know?
Tell me what you know about Crane Tolliver, or as you know him, Calvin Brown.
Not much to tell.
All right. I'll take whatever you've got.
Listen, he came in here and he wanted a job. I hired him.
Why?
Why? Because he needed work. And the boss sent him over.
You hire everyone that the boss sends over here looking for work?
Yeah. If they're qualified and they can do the job, yeah.
Tolliver could?
Yeah, he could. Matter of fact, he was quite qualified. He was dependable. He drank every now and then, but other than that, he was all right.
Ever mention the name Susan Baldwin?
No, not that I can remember.
The Quartermaines?
Come on, Commissioner, if he mentioned the Quartermaines, don't you think I would have reacted?
You tell me.
I already told you. I didn't even know the guy's name. The only reason I reacted to him in jail was because he was a sick, old man.
Ah, yeah. I'm touched again.
Come on, I didn't even know what he looked like.
So you said.
He came here. I gave him a job. I didn't know it was the same guy.
Life's full of surprises.
Okay. What is it that you want from me?
The truth.
I already told you the truth. I mean, I never heard the name Crane Tolliver until you mentioned it. I heard it from you, and I wish I'd never hear it again. Now, that's my story, like it or not. Now can we just drop the whole thing?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
He's all yours, Commissioner. By the way, the coat checked out. It was in his room.
Thank you, Captain. Put the coat on.
Haven't you had enough of me?
On the contrary, you're just starting to grow on me. The desk sergeant out there, send him in, please.
More questions?
Well, the last session was so entertaining that I just couldn't wait for another.
I'm flattered.
And I'm curious.
You want to see me, Commissioner?
Yeah, Dave. Take a good look at the suspect now.
He's the man that was in the drunk tank on the night of the murder.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Doug. You know, why does a man who wants to put his past behind him come to a place like Port Charles, where who should live but his first wife? Lila, Morgan, Tolliver, Quartermaine, huh?
Well, I've wondered if she was all right.
Oh, come on. Not much of an answer for a guy with your considerable wiles.
Well, it did occur to me that if her marriage trapped her and it was miserable, I might come along and rescue her by proving it invalid.
Hey, that's very noble of you. It's got to be the year for Good Samaritans. I mean, first we have Jimmy Lee, and now we've got St. Tolliver.
Huh. What is this world coming to?
Tell you, maybe you can tell me why then, after you discovered that she was happily married, you decided to hang around.
Oh, I wanted to see her, just to catch a glimpse of her.
And how long could that take?
Oh, quite a while, considering that she was in Florida or wherever it is she vacations.
Why did you go after her?
I didn't know where she was. And I didn't have the money to go all over the country looking for her. So I waited around hoping she'd return.
Isn't love wonderful?
Well, make fun of it if you like.
This sob story demands it, I'm afraid.
But I've always loved Delilah. And I wanted to look at that family of hers, too.
Why?
Oh, to see what they were like.
What about Susan Baldwin?
What about her?
Did you ever consider her one of your family?
I didn't know anything about her.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You did mention that, didn't you?
All I know is what I read in the papers.
Did you ever go to see her?
No, I didn't even know where she lived.
You sure?
Positive?
What if I was to tell you that she made a little notation in her appointment book concerning you?
I'd say you were mistaken.
I don't think so. Apparently, she was throwing some sort of a party and you were connected to it.
Me?
Your initials are in the book.
I'm the only person in the world with the initial CT.
The only one I care about.
Sorry, Commissioner. I never met the lady.
She never gave you $500?
Never.
I think she did.
You're wrong.
You're lying.
You're crazy.
You went to her place many times. In fact, the both of you were in partnership together.
This case has gone to your head.
I think that little party that Susan was throwing was for the Quartermaines.
Oh, what's that got to do with
You
me?
were the reason for it.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about blackmail, Mr. Tolliver. Your pet subject. You and Susan were practicing the fine art of extortion on the Quartermaines. You were never divorced from Lila, and my hunch is you had the papers to prove it. And you were trying to sell them with Susan, but something went wrong, didn't it?
It's quite a little scenario.
Maybe, but she backed out, she chickened out, or she walked out. Who knows? I'm not sure myself. But something went wrong. Maybe she turned on you. Maybe she decided to double-cross you. You found out about it, and when you did, pal, you shot her.